I always thought my life was simple, almost too quiet, until Sarah walked into it and lit everything on fire. The first time I saw her smile, something inside me shifted. I remember telling Hassan, "I think she's the one." He laughed and said, "Bro, calm down. You don't even know her." But I felt like I did. Or maybe I just wanted to. When Sarah talked to me, I forgot every worry in my life. She would tilt her head and say, "Ian, you're different from other guys." And I would smile like an idiot, thinking it meant something deep. One night she looked at me and whispered, "You make me feel safe." My chest felt warm. I thought, this is what love looks like. I told my mother about her. She listened quietly, then asked, "Does she care for you, Beta, or does she care for what you can give her?" I frowned and said, "Amy, she loves me." "Why would you even say that?" My mother sighed and told me, "True love never asks for a price." I brushed it off because I believed Sarah was different. But Hassan wasn't convinced. One day he pulled me aside at work and said, "Ian, she's always asking you for things. That's not normal." I shook my head. "You don't understand. She just has needs. I want to support her." Hassan stared at me like I was losing my mind. "Bro, you're paying her phone bill, her rent, her shopping. Are you her boyfriend or her bank?" I pushed his hand away and snapped, "I'm her partner. Stop acting like you know her better than me." That night Sarah called and said, "Baby, my phone is acting weird again. Can you help me?" I didn't even ask what was wrong. I just said, "I'll get you a new one tomorrow." She giggled softly. "I knew you'd take care of me." I felt proud, like I was doing something meaningful. I started buying her more things, jewelry, clothes, surprise dinners. Every time she said, "Thank you," I felt like I had won something big. I kept telling myself, this is love. I'm building our future. When she asked, "Can you help me with my bills this month? I'm stressed," I immediately agreed. I didn't even think twice. I said, "Don't worry. I've got you." She kissed my cheek and whispered, "What would I do without you?" And I believed every word. But sometimes late at night, I would hear a strange doubt whisper inside me. I tried to silence it. One evening Hassan called again. "Ian, listen to me. I'm not saying she's bad, but something feels off. Just slow down." I told him, "I love her. I can't just pull back like that." He sighed and said, "Love shouldn't drain you." Maybe he was right, but I didn't want to hear it. I just kept working harder. Extra shifts. Fewer breaks. I told myself it was for us. For her. Whenever I felt tired, I would imagine her smile and push myself again. One day I asked her, "Do you love me the same way I love you?" She looked at me for a moment, then said, "Of course I do. Isn't that obvious?" I nodded, even though something inside me felt uneasy. I didn't ask more. I never wanted to scare her or make her think I didn't trust her. Looking back now, I realized the signs were always there. The way she got annoyed when I couldn't buy something fast enough, the way her voice suddenly softened whenever she needed money, the way she avoided answering certain questions. But back then I didn't see any of it. All I saw was love. Or something that looked like love. Something I wanted so badly that I ignored everything else. I kept telling myself, if I just give more, she'll see how much I care. She'll stay. She'll choose me. I didn't know I was walking into a storm. I held on to hope like it was the only thing keeping me alive, never seeing how it drained me. I thought love meant giving everything, but I never asked what I got back. Remember that and I still RGHT so clearly. I had gone to Sarah's place after work, planning to surprise her, but when I reached the door, I heard her talking on the phone. Her voice was low, almost annoyed. "He's useful," she said. "He pays for everything." My heart stopped. I stepped back, trying to calm myself, but her words kept echoing inside my chest. Useful? Pays for everything? I felt sick. I knocked anyway. She opened the door with a bright smile. "Baby, why didn't you tell me you were coming?" she asked. I swallowed hard. "Who were you talking to?" She blinked. "What do you mean?" "I heard you say something," I said. "You called someone useful. You said he pays for everything." Her smile dropped for a second, but she forced it back quickly. "Oh, that? Come on. I was talking about my cousin. He needed help with something, and I said he's useful because he knows a guy who can fix my car cheap." "That's what you meant?" I asked. She rolled her eyes. "Obviously. Why are you acting so weird?" I stared at her, trying to read her face. It didn't sound like that. She stepped closer. "Do you think I'd talk about you like that? Seriously, Ian?" "No," I said softly. It surprised me." She touched my cheek. "Then stop overthinking. You're tired." I wanted to believe her. I needed to. So I nodded. The next morning she texted, "Baby, my phone is acting up again. Can you get me the new model? Just a small one, please?" She added a heart emoji like it would soften the blow. I called her. "Didn't I buy you a phone 2 months ago?" "It's already slow," she said. "You know how I work. I need something better." "You're not working on your phone," I said gently. She sighed loudly. "Ian, are you really doing this? I thought you wanted to help me." "I do help you," I said. "Then why are you making it a problem?" she asked. I rubbed my forehead. "I'm not. I'll get it." Her voice brightened immediately. "Thank you. I knew you would. You're the only one who understands me." When I met her later, she kissed my forehead and whispered, "You trust me, right?" I nodded even though something inside me felt heavy. "Of course." She smiled like everything was perfect. For a moment I let myself believe it. But that evening Hassan saw me at the store buying the phone. "Again?" he asked. "She needs it," I said. He grabbed my arm. "Ian, open your eyes. She's using you." "No," I said firmly. He looked angry. "Bro, you heard her last night, didn't you? You told me." She explained it. He shook his head. "And you believed it. What else am I supposed to do, Hassan?" I asked quietly. "Use your brain," he said. "At least check if she even cares about the things you give her." I didn't answer. Later that night, while Sarah was in the shower, I looked through her drawer for a charger. I saw the bracelet I gave her last month, the one she said she loved so much, just thrown in the corner, tangled with old receipts and a half-broken hair clip. I picked it up. "So this is where you keep it," I whispered. She stepped out of the bathroom. "What are you doing?" "Nothing," I said, slipping the drawer shut. She laughed. "You look guilty. Did you steal something?" "No," I said. "I was just looking for a charger." She walked over and wrapped her arms around my neck. "You act so funny sometimes," she whispered. I forced a smile. "Yeah, maybe." Inside it hurt, but I told myself it didn't matter. Maybe she just dropped it there without thinking. Maybe she planned to wear it later. Maybe the drawer didn't mean anything. I clung to every excuse I could find. When I went home, my mother asked, "How is Sarah?" "She's fine," I said quickly. My mother's eyes searched mine. "Are you fine?" "I'm okay," I lied. But as I lay in bed that night, I kept hearing Sarah's voice from the phone call. "He's useful. He pays for everything." I tried to forget it, tried to rewrite it in my head, tried to pretend it didn't tear something inside me. I kept telling myself, "Hold on. She loves you. She has to." I didn't want to face the truth. I wasn't holding on to her anymore. I was holding on to hope. I didn't realize how many hours I was working until one night Hassan looked at me and said, "Bro, you look dead." "I'm fine," I told him, rubbing my eyes. "I just need to finish these reports." He shook his head. "You need sleep more than you need Sarah's approval." "It's not about approval," I said. "I'm doing this for us." "For us?" he repeated. "Is she lifting a finger?" I didn't answer, so he sighed and walked away. A few minutes later, Zara came over to my desk. "Ian, you okay?" she asked. "Yeah," I said. "Just tired." "You've been tired all week," she said softly. "Take a break. Drink something. Eat something." "I will," I said, though I had no intention of stopping. My mind was on my phone, waiting for Sarah's next message. When I checked it during my break, I saw 10 notifications from her. "Where are you? Why aren't you replying? Are you ignoring me? Hello." I called her right away. "Sarah, I'm at work. I told you I had a long shift today." Her voice was sharp. "If you loved me, you'd make more time. Is that too much to ask?" "I'm trying," I said. "I'm working so I can help you with." "I didn't ask for excuses," she snapped. "I asked for you." "I'm doing my best," I whispered. "Well, your best isn't enough right now." The call ended with a click that felt like a slap. When I walked back to my desk, Zara noticed my face. "Bad call?" she asked carefully. "No," I muttered. "Just stuff." She gave a small nod. "You don't have to tell me, but you should talk to someone. You're carrying too much." "I can handle it," I said. "Sure," she said. "Until you can't." Her words sat heavy on my chest, but I pushed them aside. I couldn't afford to fall apart. Not when Sarah needed me. When I reached home that night, my mother was waiting. "Ian, sit with me," she said. I tried to walk past her. "Emmy, I'm exhausted. I just want to sleep." "No," she said firmly. "You need to talk." I sighed and sat down. She looked at me with worried eyes. "Why are you working so much? Even your boss called me last week and said you fainted for a moment." "It was nothing," I said. Just low sugar. You're lying, she whispered. This girl, Sarah, she is taking all your strength. No, I said quickly. She just needs support. She's going through things. And you? She asked. Are you not going through things too? I'm fine. She grabbed my hand. I'm your mother. I can see when you're breaking. Her voice cracked a little, but I pulled away gently. I love her, Amy. I have to be there for her. She shook her head. Love doesn't mean losing yourself. Maybe you don't understand, I said. Maybe, she replied softly. But you are slipping away from me. I didn't want to hear that, so I stood up. I'm going to bed. She called after me, you can't save someone who doesn't want to save you. But I ignored her. The next morning, Sarah called before I even reached the office. Why were you offline all night? She demanded. I was sleeping, I said. I got home at midnight. You could have texted. Sarah, I was tired. She sighed loudly. Everything is always about you being tired. What about me? What about my stress? I felt my stomach twist. Tell me what you need. I need you to care, she said. Like you used to. I do care, I insisted. I'm just busy, she finished. Always busy. I'm doing this for you, I said. Then do it better, she replied. Her words echoed in my head the entire day. At lunch, Zara sat beside me again. You barely touched your food, she said. I don't have an appetite, I muttered. She frowned. You're disappearing. I looked away. I just need to work harder. For her? She asked gently. Yes, I said. And for yourself? I didn't know the answer. When I got home again, my mother asked, Did you eat today? Yes, I lied. She stared at me for a long moment, then whispered, She is draining the life from you. No, I said weakly. She loves me. Does she show it? My mother asked. I didn't respond. I couldn't. Because deep down, something inside me already knew the truth. But I pushed that truth aside, buried it under excuses, and kept moving, telling myself the same lie every night. If I just try harder, she'll finally see me. I stepped into the lobby, clutching the flowers, trying to steady my breath. Evening, Ahmad, I said, forcing a smile. I'm here to surprise Sarah. He shifted, eyes darting toward the elevator. Sir, there was someone who just went upstairs. Someone? I asked. Who? I didn't catch his name, he murmured, wiping his palms. But he seemed familiar. She let him in. My chest tightened. Is she expecting anyone? He hesitated. I shouldn't say more. Ahmad, please. He lowered his voice. It's that guy. Rafi. The flowers trembled in my hand. He's upstairs with her? Ahmad nodded slowly. I'm sorry. My legs moved before my mind caught up. I pushed past the elevator and took the stairs, every step echoing like a warning I refused to hear. Halfway up, I heard something, laughter. Her laughter. And a deeper voice tangled with it. You're ridiculous, Sarah giggled. Only for you, a man replied. My stomach twisted. No, I whispered. Please, no. I reached the hallway, heart pounding so hard it drowned out everything else. Her door was cracked open. He's too easy to control, she said, voice dripping with amusement. Rafi laughed. You really think he won't figure it out? He never does, she replied. He's sweet but hopeless. My fingers shook on the doorknob. I pushed it gently and the scene opened like a wound. Sarah sat close to him on the couch, legs tucked beside his. Their hands brushed casually, like they'd done it 1,000 times. Sarah, I said, though my voice barely existed. She jerked her head toward me. What are you doing here? Rafi smirked. Looks like the surprise worked. Don't, I snapped. Don't talk to me. Sarah stood, brushing her dress like shaking off guilt. But there was none in her eyes, only annoyance. You should have called, she said flatly. I brought you flowers, I whispered. That's nice, she said, glancing at Rafi as if asking what to do next. How long? I asked. She sighed. Does it matter? Yes, I said. It matters to me. Rafi leaned back. He's taking this pretty hard. Shut up, I said. Sarah crossed her arms. Don't talk to him like that. Why not? I asked. You clearly care more about him than me. She threw her hands up. This is exactly why I didn't tell you. You get dramatic. Dramatic? I repeated. I find you with him and I'm dramatic? Rafi chuckled. Told you. Something inside me cracked. I trusted you, I said to her. She looked away. I'm sorry you feel that way. That's not an apology, I said. Silence spread between us, thick and suffocating. You should go, she finally said. My breath shuddered. Yeah, I guess I should. I set the flowers on the table, petals trembling like my hands. Goodbye, Sarah, I said. No one answered as I stepped out the door, feeling the world fall out from under me. The hallway spun around me, every breath sharp and wrong. How did I not see this? I whispered to myself. Ahmad was still at his desk when I reached the lobby. He stood quickly. Sir? Are you okay? No, I said, laughing weakly. But I will be. Eventually. He nodded, unsure what to say. You knew, didn't you? I suspected, he admitted. Didn't want to jump to conclusions. You did more for me than she did, I said. He sighed. People hide things. Sometimes you only learn when it hurts. It hurts, I said, pressing my palm to my ribs. It feels like something broke. Maybe something did, he said gently. I stared at the doors. I loved her. I thought she loved me. Love doesn't lie, he replied. Then what was that? Ahmad shook his head. Not love. I exhaled, the sound loud in the empty lobby. I don't know what to do now. Go home, he said. Rest. Let yourself feel it. Tomorrow won't fix everything, but it'll give you space. Space, I repeated. Maybe that's what I needed all along. He gave a small nod. One step at a time. I walked to the exit, each step heavy but certain. The night air hit my face like a truth I'd avoided too. I walked out without saying a word, and the hallway felt strangely hollow around me. My phone buzzed, but I ignored it until Sarah's voice echoed behind me, sharp and desperate. Wait, just listen, she shouted, but I kept walking, feeling as if something inside me had been scooped out. I didn't run, didn't shout. I simply drifted toward the exit as if my body had detached from me. Outside, the cold air slapped my face. My phone vibrated again. Her name flashed. I answered out of instinct. It's not what you think, she said immediately. You're overreacting. I'm done, I whispered. That was all. I hung up and walked home slowly, each step heavier than the last. When I reached my room, my legs gave out. I collapsed onto the floor and stared at the ceiling until the lines blurred. I typed one word to Hassan, done. He arrived in minutes. What happened? He demanded as he rushed inside. I tried to speak, but only a strangled sound came out. My chest, it hurts. I feel like I can't breathe. Talk to me, he said, gripping my shoulders. Tell me everything. I saw them, I said, choking on the memory. I heard them laughing. She said I'm easy to control. Easy. Like I was nothing. My voice cracked. How stupid was I? You weren't stupid, he snapped. You loved her. That's not stupidity. My mother stepped into the room quietly, tears already forming in her eyes. Beta, she whispered, come here. She sat beside me and held my hand gently. Please stop hurting yourself like this. I can't stop, I said. I keep thinking that maybe I wasn't enough. Hassan shook his head harshly. Don't say that. She used you. My mother wiped my face. You deserve better than someone who plays with your heart. I buried my face in my hands. My love feels like a joke now. Days blurred together after that. I barely ate. I barely slept. Every time I tried to close my eyes, I saw her laughing with him. I tried deleting her photos one by one. With every swipe, my chest tightened. One night Hassan called. Did you delete them? I'm trying, I said. Trying, he repeated. Just remove everything. I can't, I whispered. Each picture feels like I'm cutting off a piece of myself. He sighed. You're killing yourself for someone who doesn't care. My mother walked into my room holding a bowl of soup. Please eat, she pleaded softly. You haven't touched food since morning. I'm not hungry, I muttered. You're shrinking, she said. You've lost weight. Look at yourself. But I didn't want to look. I didn't want to see the version of me she left behind. Every morning my phone lit up with new messages from Sarah. It was a misunderstanding. You're blowing things out of proportion. You should have talked to me. Each message twisted the knife deeper. One night she called again. I answered out of exhaustion. Can we fix this? She asked. You're being dramatic. Stop, I said weakly. Just stop. So that's it? You're giving up? She asked, sounding offended instead of sorry. I'm not giving up, I said. I'm waking up. She scoffed and hung up. I lay back, staring at the ceiling again, feeling emptier than before. Pain stayed with me like a shadow, following me through every hour. I didn't know how long it would last or if it would ever fade. All I knew was that I had finally seen the truth and it hurt more than anything I had. I didn't expect the message at all. My phone buzzed late at night and the name flashing on the screen made my heart stop. Sana. Sarah's cousin. I hesitated, then opened it. I'm sorry. I had to tell you the truth. I stared at the screen. My fingers trembled. What truth? I typed back quickly. Sarah, she's been seeing Rafi for months. I didn't know how to tell you, but you need to know. I sank onto the bed. My mind raced. Months? I typed back. You're serious? Yes. And Rafi, he's using her too. She has no idea he cheated on her with someone else. He's just after her money. I felt my chest tighten. I can't believe this, I typed. My hands shook, but I kept reading. You need to be careful. Karma, it's starting to show. Karma? I whispered to myself, staring at the ceiling. You mean, she'll get what's coming? Yes, Sana replied. Her family's finding out. Her reputation is already falling. People are talking. She won't have the support she once had. I closed my eyes, trying to breathe. For weeks, I had felt like my heart was in ruins, and now, a part of me wanted to see her face the consequences. But another part still ached. She's trying to reach you, Sana continued. She's begging for forgiveness. I thought you should know before she calls again. I stared at my phone silently. Every muscle in me wanted to answer, to scream, to cry, to yell, but I stayed silent. The room felt heavy. I whispered to myself, I still hurt, but I feel something else too. Anger, strength, clarity. I picked up my water bottle and took a long drink. The small act felt grounding. I stood and walked to the mirror. I barely recognized myself, pale, tired, but alert. Something had shifted. The next morning Hassan called. How are you holding up? I'm okay, I said, though my voice sounded foreign to me. Sana texted last night. I know everything now. He paused. You're doing the right thing by staying silent. I know, I said. It still hurts, but I can feel myself getting stronger. We met later at the gym. I could barely lift at first, but Hassan encouraged me. You're rebuilding, he said. Step by step. I feel it, I said, wiping sweat from my brow. Like I'm reclaiming myself. Back at home, I started sleeping earlier, eating better. I stopped checking my phone every minute for Sarah's messages. The silence became a kind of armor, a shield from more pain. I even found myself laughing quietly with Hassan over small things. Ridiculous jokes, clumsy mistakes, trivial arguments. It felt normal. Alive. Days later, another message from Sana came. Rafi left her. She's lost a lot. Just be careful if she tries to contact you. I stared at it and didn't respond. Instead, I put the phone down and went for a run. The wind against my face, the pounding of my feet on the pavement, it reminded me I could breathe freely again. I felt my chest loosen, my mind clear. The weight that had pressed on me for months began to lift. I was still healing, still angry, still in pain, but slowly, step by step, I was reclaiming myself. And for the first time in a long time, I realized I didn't need her to feel whole. I was enough. When Uncle Nasir called, I almost didn't pick up. I'd been drowning in work and doubt for too long. But something in me needed to hear a familiar voice, so I answered. Assalamu alaikum beta, he said warmly. I heard things have been rough. Walaikum assalam, I replied, rubbing my eyes. Yeah, rough is an understatement. What happened to your spark? He asked. You used to talk about ideas, skills, plans. Now I only hear tiredness. I'm trying, I said quietly. But everything feels unstable. Then come see me tomorrow, he insisted. No excuses. I'll help you get back on track. I swallowed the sudden sting in my chest. All right, I'll come. The next day in his small office, he glanced at me over his glasses. You look like someone pulled the life out of you. I felt that way, I admitted. I'm trying to breathe again. You will, he said firmly. But first, let's stabilize your work. I spoke to a friend who manages a training program. You can join starting next week. It'll sharpen your skills and make you eligible for a promotion. I stared at him. You did all that, for me? Your family, he replied. And you have potential. You just forgot. I really appreciate it, I said, voice cracking a little. Good, he said. Now stop carrying burdens that aren't yours. At work later, Zara approached me with her usual concerned frown. You look different today. Different how? I asked. Lighter, she said. Like you finally slept. I laughed softly. I met someone who reminded me I'm not as useless as I thought. You were never useless, she said firmly. You just let someone drain you. I hesitated before asking, do you think I can actually grow here? Like, move forward? Yes, she said immediately. You're sharp. You learn fast. You just doubt everything. I exhaled. I guess I'm trying to fix that. Good, she said. Because you deserve better than living in panic. 2 days later, I received a message from Sana. Rafi stole money from her. A lot. Then he disappeared. I stared at the text, feeling nothing at first. Then a long, slow breath left me. He stole from her? Yes, she replied. And she's devastated. But, she's still trying to call you. As if on cue, my phone vibrated. Sir. I let it ring once, twice, 3 times. My chest tightened, but I answered. Her voice trembled. Please. I need to talk to you. What do you want, Sarah? I asked calmly. I made mistakes, she said quickly. But I swear I didn't mean to hurt you. You didn't just hurt me, I said. You broke everything. I know, she whispered. But I'm suffering too. Rafi ruined me. I lost money, my job, everything. I'm sorry you're going through that, I said. But that doesn't change what happened between us. So that's it, she snapped, her voice shifting. You won't even try to understand? I understand perfectly, I replied. You made choices. And now I'm making mine. You're being cruel, she said bitterly. No, I said softly. I'm being honest for the first time. She went silent for a moment. Then weaker, please, don't leave me alone like this. I closed my eyes. Sarah, I'm not your savior. I can't fix what you broke. I'm moving forward. You should too. You'll regret this, she said shakily. I already regretted staying, I answered. I ended the call before she could reply. My hands shook afterward, but not from fear, just release. That evening, Zara noticed my expression again. You all right? Yeah, I said. Actually, I am. She smiled gently. Then keep going. Don't stop now. A week into the training program, I absorbed everything like a man starving for purpose. Uncle Nasir checked on me every evening. How's the program? Great, I said. I feel capable again. That's the real you, he said. Hold on to him. Work became clearer. My mind sharper. The promotion started to feel real. I wasn't just surviving anymore, I was growing. 2 nights later, Sana messaged again. Just updating you. Sarah still can't find Rafi. She's jobless. People are talking. I read it slowly. Thank you for telling me, I wrote. But I'm not concerned anymore. Good, she replied. You deserve peace. I set my phone aside and looked around my room. It felt brighter, lighter, like air finally moved through it. And for the first time in months. I was reviewing documents at my desk when the office door burst open. I looked up and my heart stuttered. Sarah stood there, disheveled, mascara running, tears spilling down her cheeks. Ian, she gasped, her voice cracking. Please, I need you. Before I could speak, she fell to her knees in front of my desk. Papers scattered beneath her as she pressed her hands together. I chose wrong, she sobbed. I didn't realize until it was too late. People nearby froze, their eyes wide, whispers floating through the office. I could feel them staring at us. I straightened my back, trying to remain calm. Oddly, I didn't feel anger or heartbreak or the old, crushing ache. I felt almost empty. Clean even. I needed you too, I said quietly, voice steady. But you chose money, not me. Her head shot up, eyes wide and shining with fresh tears. Don't, I interrupted gently. Don't say it. I've heard enough. She shook, curling her hands into fists on her knees. I never thought. I didn't know. You didn't think about me at all, I said. Every decision, every smile, every lie, it was for him. And for what? A life that wasn't even real? I thought he loved me, she whispered, voice trembling. I was stupid. I didn't see the truth. Please, I can fix this. I can. I held up my hand. You can't fix this. Not with me. You wanted wealth. You wanted ease. You didn't want me. That choice, it's irreversible. Her lips trembled. Please, and I'm begging you. I was wrong. Your mistakes aren't mine to bear, I said calmly. You'll live with them just as you should. Rafi betrayed you. Your family is starting to see who you really are. Karma, it's already here. She cried harder, sobs racking her body. I'm empty. I've lost everything. I need you back. I stared at her. Her vulnerability was real now, raw and undeniable. Her tears weren't about me, they were about her own ruined world. And somehow that made the emptiness inside me expand, not with grief but with quiet clarity. You wanted control, I said softly. You wanted someone to bend for you, to admire you. You got what you asked for. Rafi used you. Money distracted you. And now, you're finally learning what matters. She shook, gasping between sobs. I can change. I can be better. I don't doubt you'll try, I said. But I'm not the person to repair your life. I've started mine again. I'm healing. Step by step, I'm building back what you helped break. The office was silent now, every eye on us. Yet I felt nothing but a strange calm. Her suffering didn't delight me, it didn't sting either. It was just reality. Sarah's shoulders sagged, tears dripping onto the carpet. She looked at me with pleading eyes, lips quivering. I need you. I can't do this alone. I hope you find someone who deserves you, I said softly. But that someone isn't me. You wanted wealth, comfort, easy admiration. Now you have the consequences. Let them teach you what you ignored before. Her hands trembled in the air, falling uselessly to her knees. Her world had crumbled. I watched her, feeling the last weight of old pain lift from my chest. Go home, I said. Figure out your life. You'll have to face the pieces you shattered on your own. She didn't move at first, staring like she expected me to run to her. I didn't. Slowly, she crawled back toward the door, dragging herself up, leaning against the frame. One last glance, full of regret and broken hope. Then she was gone. The door clicked shut behind her, leaving silence. I leaned back in my chair, exhaling slowly. My chest felt light. My world was finally healing. Somewhere outside, I imagined Rafi's betrayal and her family's distancing would continue to shake her, and I didn't feel a shred of guilt. Her pain wasn't mine to carry anymore. For the first time in months, I felt free. Zara called me late one night, as she often did now. Ian, you're awake again, she teased, though I could hear concern beneath her laughter. I can't sleep, I admitted. Too many thoughts. Same here, she said. Want to talk? I hesitated, then nodded. Yeah, let's talk. For hours we spoke. Not about work, not about anything trivial, but about pain, loss, and how to heal when everything you trusted disappears. You're not broken, she said at one point. I don't know why you keep saying that. I feel broken, I replied quietly. Sometimes it feels like I'll never be the same. You will, she said firmly. You just haven't realized it yet. Look at how far you've come. You're standing after being knocked down. I laughed softly, a sound I hadn't heard from myself in months. You make it sound so easy. It's not easy, she admitted. But it's worth it. And you're doing it. Step by step. I looked at the ceiling, thinking about everything. Sarah, Rafi, the betrayal, the heartbreak. I guess. I'm finally learning to breathe again. And smiling while you breathe, she added. I see it, you know. Her words were small, but they mattered. I realized I hadn't smiled properly in weeks, maybe months. Now, with her talking beside me, I did. The next morning, my mother peeked into my room. Ian? Yes, Mom? I answered, still in pajamas, hair messy. She smiled softly. I just wanted to tell you I'm proud of you. I froze. Proud of me? Yes, she said, walking closer. I've watched you rebuild yourself. You've endured more than anyone should, yet here you are, standing, working, smiling, even helping others. You're strong. I'm proud. I felt a warmth spread through me. Thanks, Mom, I whispered. That really means a lot. You don't need anyone else to validate you, she said. Not Sarah, not Rafi, not anyone. You're enough. I nodded, feeling the truth of it sink in. Later that evening, my phone buzzed. Sarah. I froze. The message preview showed pages and pages. My fingers hovered, but I didn't open it. You're not going to read it? Zara asked, noticing my hesitation. No, I said firmly. It doesn't matter. Silence. Sometimes that's the greatest revenge. She smiled knowingly. Exactly. Let her regret it herself. I deleted the message. The screen went blank, but I didn't flinch. I felt lighter, freer, stronger. I spent the following days focusing on myself. Work became easier. Every new skill I learned, every challenge I overcame reminded me I was capable. I laughed more at little things. I even made Zara laugh during lunch breaks. You're like a completely different person, she said one afternoon. And I like this one better. Better? I asked. Confident. Calm. Strong, she said. You've rebuilt yourself. And you're not afraid to show it. I nodded, realizing she was right. For the first time in a long time, I looked forward to tomorrow instead of fearing it. One night, I stood before the mirror, finally facing myself without flinching. The reflection wasn't the man who had been crushed by lies and betrayal. It was someone steady, someone aware of his worth, someone who had grown stronger because of the pain he endured. I ran my hand across my jaw, feeling muscles tight with newfound determination. This is the man I've become, I whispered. The man I'm proud of. Zara's voice came from behind me. See? Told you. You're unstoppable. I laughed, shaking my head. Maybe. But it feels real. Finally real. She grinned. Good. Hold on to that. Never let go. I nodded again, feeling a sense of completeness I hadn't thought possible. Sarah, Rafi, all the chaos. They were gone from my life in more than just physical absence. Their shadows no longer controlled me. And in that moment, I realized something I hadn't before. I didn't need anyone else to feel whole. I was enough. I smiled at the reflection, no bitterness, no hurt. Only strength, pride, and a quiet, enduring happiness. I returned to the park where I first met Sarah. The same bench, the same fading flowers, the same autumn air that had once felt magical. Now it felt calm, quiet. Nothing stirred inside me except peace. I sat down and closed my eyes for a moment. The wind brushed my face, carrying memories that no longer burned. I whispered to myself, I've changed. I survived. Zara appeared beside me carrying 2 cups of tea. You look peaceful, she said softly. I am, I replied. Really? I feel free. She smiled, settling beside me. I've seen you rebuild step by step. And now, this. You've earned it. I laughed quietly. Earned it? Maybe. Or maybe I just stopped giving away pieces of myself I didn't want to lose. She tilted her head. Sounds like someone's learned an important lesson. I nodded, staring at the empty swing set. I loved someone more than myself once. I gave everything, ignored my own needs, my own limits, and she chose money over me. I let it crush me. I let it define me for far too long. You survived, Zara said, reaching for my hand briefly. And you're stronger because of it. Yes, I whispered. Stronger. I finally see the truth. Loving someone more than yourself destroys you. And yet, I understand why I did it. I wanted to feel worthy. I wanted love so badly that I let it blind me. Zara chuckled softly. And now, I said, turning to her with a small smile, I choose peace. I choose self-respect. I choose growth. And I don't let anyone, no one, steal that from me again. She nodded. Good. That's the real victory. We sat in silence for a few minutes, watching the last orange leaves fall. The air smelled faintly of rain, of beginnings, of endings. You ever think about talking to her? Zara asked quietly. I shook my head. No. I've learned everything I need from that experience. My forgiveness doesn't need to be voiced, and my closure doesn't require her presence. Silence can be stronger than words. And I'm done listening to regret that isn't mine to carry. She smiled. Wise. And freeing. I laughed, a sound that felt genuine, unburdened. It really is. Strange how letting go feels heavier at first, but then, it lifts everything. We rose from the bench, Zara falling into step beside me. Our laughter echoed lightly, not like lovers, not yet. Just 2 people learning to heal together, slowly, carefully. You know, she said, nudging my shoulder lightly, I think the next chapter is going to be really good. For both of us. I think you're right, I said, smiling genuinely. It's about time I live for me, not for anyone else's approval or love. We walked down the path, the city lights glowing softly ahead. The air was crisp, the night peaceful, and for the first time in what felt like years, my heart felt light instead of tight. I loved her more than myself, I said aloud, voice steady, almost a whisper. She loved my money more than me. But now, I paused, feeling the truth settle deep inside me. I finally loved myself more than anything. Zara glanced at me, her eyes reflecting quiet understanding. And that, she said softly, is everything. I nodded, watching my reflection in the puddles along the sidewalk. A man who had been broken, betrayed, and lost now walked with calm, purpose, and pride. Every step felt deliberate, like a promise I had made to myself. The wind picked up, brushing our faces, and I realized how light I felt. No regrets. No lingering pain. Only lessons, strength, and the knowledge that I could survive, thrive, and love, starting with myself. We laughed again, small and easy, walking home side by side. Not as lovers, not yet, but as two souls who understood what it meant to rebuild, to forgive, and to live. And in that laughter, in that quiet night, I felt whole. I felt alive. I felt free.